Good Monday morning. I'm 3 News meteorologist Peyton Domschke, and I want to start with an update from the tropics. As of 5 a.m. from the National Hurricane Center, we were upgraded from a tropical storm now to a hurricane. This is Ian, 75-mile-per-hour sustained winds right now. It is moving northwest at about 14 miles per hour, and this thing is just going to continue to rapidly intensify as we head through the day today. Right now, it is still in the Caribbean, so very far away even from the Gulf Coast states, but we are not trying to invoke any panic in people. It is preparation that we are issuing here and kind of relaying that message over and over again, because this is going to potentially be a very strong storm that could leave impacts and cleanup for not only days, but maybe weeks, months beyond that, because this is projected to become a major Category 3-4 storm in the days to come. Right now, though, we have to take a little bit farther of a look back in the Caribbean. Obviously, this is south of Cuba still. And for any reference as to how far this is actually away from even the Buckeye State, that's about 1,500 miles away from us. Could we see impacts from Ian all the way up through parts of the Midwest, the eastern seaboard? Well, yes, but it would just be in the form of some extra moisture added to the mix. So that would mean additional rain chances for us, potentially dependent upon where that track actually ends up kind of taking place. But active watches and warnings also highlight not only Cuba, but now include the western peninsula of Florida at this hour. So not only hurricane watches and warnings, but we also are going to continue to see these expanded upon as we see this continue to make its way closer to the Gulf of Mexico. So the position of this, once again, is in the Caribbean. This will approach Cuba not only today, but also then make landfall to Cuba too. This is expected to rapidly intensify. It already started that process as we saw it as a tropical storm not too long ago, but this is soon to be a major Category 3 hurricane as soon as this afternoon, this evening. If it doesn't happen today, folks, it could actually be a major Category 4 hurricane as soon as tomorrow. So yes, this thing is getting stronger and stronger. And what is one of those fuel factors? Well, the Gulf of Mexico, those water temperatures right now are close to the mid 80s, close to 90 degrees. It's like a hot tub in there, and that is extra fuel for further storm development. But first it has to encounter Cuba, so there will be some interaction with landmass, but it will hop back into the water, re-intensify, continue to build upon itself. And right here at about 2 a.m. on Wednesday, it'll still be parked just off the west of the peninsula of Florida. So you're talking areas like Fort Myers, Sarasota. This is expected if all things were perfect and this line here was indeed the actual track, specifically because this still has momentum to move to the east, to the west as models continue to fine-tune their guidance. Well, if landfall were to happen right now with the situation that's playing out with this model, it would be just to the north of Tampa, but that doesn't mean Tampa's in the clear. You have to still think of heavy rainfall, storm surge threats, as well as gusty winds, heavy rainfall, severe weather threats too involved in this. But this is potentially going to make landfall as that major category status 2 or 3, potentially even stronger, dependent upon what we see as this re-enters the Gulf or enters the Gulf in the first place. But as I mentioned, moisture continuing to stream up through parts of the deep south, then into parts of the mid-Atlantic. But I'll switch gears and bring it back here locally, because live Doppler radar for us has highlighted some rainfall this morning. And some folks, well, Lake Ashtabula County, Geauga County, the northern part of that county, well, they haven't been so lucky this morning. They have seen copious amounts of rainfall. The majority of us, though, have actually stayed dry. This is all driven by our wind direction right now coming in off the lake. So if this were the wintertime, the primary snow belt, as we speak of, would actually be seeing snowfall at the moment. Obviously, it is still September, so with the lake being warmer, this is just lake effect showers, but it is enhanced there. We saw it yesterday. We'll see it again today, and that's why we have a flooding threat once again in place. So the alerts are posted. A flood watch goes for Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake, and Ashtabula counties through tomorrow evening. Just because you're not involved in a watch farther south or to the west doesn't mean you're escaping rain free today. It just means the most rain was seen here yesterday, and the most rain is expected to be seen once again through those counties again today. An additional 2 to 4 inches are possible here. The heaviest rainfall at this moment just north of Mayfield Heights, south of Menor, all the way closer to Thompson, but just a little bit south and then into Ashtabula County. This stretches all the way up to Conneaut at the moment. Yesterday, in the past 24 hours, our radar estimated totals from that exact area, they saw once again that lake effect rain shower activity. Well, it produced in some areas 2 to 5 inches of rainfall. The bullseye zone is closer to Menor, and that was over 5 inches of rainfall there. So your rain gauge could have picked up a little less, a little more, but it's all because of the same system right now. This area of low pressure parked to our north is trying to meander its way farther to the east, continuing to give us those chances for off and on showers. Beyond that, things are breezy, 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Sorry, getting a little choked up here, but temperatures themselves today going to top in the low 60s for us. And then as we head through the National Zymer hour-by-hour forecast for us, things will also start to re-intensify when it comes to our coverage of rainfall too. And then as we head through the day tomorrow, we start with those rain chances also. In your Union Home Mortgage extended forecast, we dive back into the upper 50s. It's been a long time since we've been there, folks, and we'll be there for Tuesday and Wednesday. We come closer to 70 degrees by the weekend.